Today I'll be reviewing a LEGO Bionicle Generation 2 set. This time it'll be on set number 71313, Lava Beast. This set is ages 7 to 14, it contains 114 pieces, and was released in the summer of 2016 and retailed for $15. First things first, as always, let's take a look at the box real quick. Of course, we have Lava Beast in the front of the box here holding the corrupted Tahu Uniter mask. And speaking of Tahu, we'll talk about him in a moment, but it looks like Lava Beast is making a rampage or making his way through the fire region, it looks like. You see there's some kind of volcanic explosions, and we have the black crater in the back there. Kind of looks like a volcano. So I just want to point that out. You can kind of see the little villages in the background there. That's pretty cool, I guess. But a big mistake, I guess, not a big mistake, but a pretty minor mistake within this set, or the box art, is Tahu in the bottom here. So basically looks like Lava Beast took Tahu's mask away from him and made it kind of corrupted with some slimy goo, as you can see part of on him. But that's, you know, Tahu's like flipping out in the corner here, and it looks like it's actually Tahu Master. That's the 2015 form for him. This is 2016 where he should be in his Uniter form, just to show this form of him. So that's a little mistake on their part, which I don't know why they got that wrong, but they did. So yeah, I just want to point that out real quick. We have Lava Beast on the bottom here, his name, and a cool kind of font. And we have the set information, which I've already went over. So yeah, flipping around to the back, we have the functions and play features. We have a little comic here looking like Lava Beast and Tahu Uniter about to have a little showdown. The actual size of the corrupted Tahu mask, and the combination model if you get all the beast sets and Umrak Destroyer to make a kind of ultimate Umrak. And like I said, the play features, which I'll show just in a moment. But yeah, that's it for the box. Now let's take a look at the figure itself. Alright, so here we have him, Lava Beast, and as always, I start off with Poseability. I removed the corrupted Tahu mask for now. We're going to go back to that in a little bit after we take a grand look at Lava Beast here. So first off, Poseability, starting with the feet. You can move his feet 360 degrees, and he also has little claws on his toes, so you can move that up and down. His lower leg can move forward and back and tilt it side to side. You move the entire leg 360 degrees, so that's pretty cool, I guess. Standard range for the whole figure pretty much, but also additional Poseability actually includes within his hands. He has the little fingers. The beast kind of have this also with Storm Beast and a part of a Quake Beast also, so he has little fingers here where you can have him get a grip on the corrupted Tahu mask or any other mask, anything like that. So that's pretty cool instead of using the standard CCBS hand. So yeah, you can kind of move it all around. It's kind of weird when you get it like, but you just have him kind of make a fist, but there's a little gap in between that. You can move the hand kind of 360 degrees, but the Uniter swords here, or the kind of wing pieces I guess supposed to make it up for, kind of get in the way of doing that, unless you take it off, where you can pretty much make it 360 degrees. But you know, prefer if you have it on, if you prefer that, whatever works, but it can move 360 degrees, and kind of restricts it also for the lower arms, but you can move forward and back 360 degrees, like I said, because of the wing pieces here. I just said the antlers. Yeah, this is another problem with the figure, which I'll mention in a moment, but you can move the entire arm 360 degrees, unless, you know, the Hortica neck kind of falls out with the axle. And last but not least, for his Poseability, we have his head, which he has kind of like 2 points of. And what I mean by that is that he has his actual G2 head connected to a ball joint, if you can see right there, with a brown axle and like butt end part. Sticks on there with a Mata hand. The Mata hand can kind of help him look up, because when he has the beast head on the ball joint, you can only make it look down pretty much, because it hits the top of the Mata hand there. So yeah, it's kind of weird. There's some gaps when you move it up and down like that. He's very gappy. That's the thing I don't like about this figure, especially with the back, where the build is pretty much, I feel like it's lackluster, if that is a good word to use, or it's just seems like very empty. Lava Beast pretty much has the same build as Kopaka with the arms, but he uses Hortica necks, and it's a bit different, but with the axle points and using these pieces, they kind of tend to pop out. Like you just saw when I was looking at the arm and trying to pose around with that, the Hortica neck came right out, and these pieces can easily break sometimes when they're being put back in too much with the axle. I just want to point that out. That's something I don't like about the figure, but yeah. You see that Lava Beast in the back of his head there, he uses a Shadow Trap, and that's part of the story. That's kind of makes sense of why they had some parts of the Shadow Trap on them, because they were kind of used, Umarak Destroyer kind of uses powers to make the beast, the Shadow Traps, into the Lava Beast or the creature, the Elemental Beast, pretty much. Sorry, I'm like going all around with the names and everything else. So yeah, it's pretty cool. I kind of like that they keep that kind of consistent, like both Quake Beast and Storm Beast have a whole one, and you see half of it with Lava Beast's head, so I like that. It kind of covers the back of his head, which isn't bad at all. For recolors, just kind of go over it. There isn't too many, except for, I mentioned earlier with the Uniter Sword pieces. Tahu basically uses the same color for the top, but the bottom is in black, which I really like. It looks very sleek. I like that a lot. I've seen a lot of mocks, people use that in mocks, and it turns out really well. I like that a lot. And these are new pieces. They're kind of like a black kind of crystal. It's a trans black, or I heard it's like people, it's officially called the trans brown. I may be mixed up about that, but if I am, my sincere apologies. But it's very cool. I like this kind of piece. It's kind of like, seems like a crystal material, kind of like you can find the region over on the Kodo, and it kind of just went with the beast, I guess. You can especially tell that with Storm Beast and Quake Beast, but I like how you get two of them. It's very cool, like a smoky black color with it. He also has some printing right here, which kind of matches. He doesn't, you see the kind of fair bit of lime green in there. It only matches with the head, which we'll talk about in a moment. That's a recolor, but I like this. It's kind of simple standard printing for G2, pretty straightforward, and uses the same rib cage as the Skull Villains did, and as Skull Grinder in the same color of red, trans red. And also he has the more trans red or red/orange bone pieces under his arms, and some armor pieces, pretty standard. And the size, what was it, 3 or 2, I believe, size 4, excuse me, I was way off. So yeah, going over functions, we'll do with the pretty much the easiest one, or the most standard one for 2016 sets. Most of them have this feature. Lava Beast and Umarak Destroyer for this wave have that, and also Kima the Mask Maker, where you have the gear knob on the back here, and it just turns their waist to the waist function. It's pretty straightforward, and it's pretty cool. You kind of get some, I don't know, some good poses with it, kind of like looking around like the beasts are looking for the toe of the fight and everything else. I like that. It's pretty cool. The main feature with this guy is his little scissor wings, I guess you want to call that. So basically, you have the top gear here, where you see the little blue pin and axle there. You just turn that, and one of the sword or the wing pieces kind of swing along like scissors and kind of like chop up. And you can get some really cool poses with it, I guess. Kind of like he doesn't have to use it for wings, he can kind of just use it as like swords on his arm, and I like that a lot. I don't remember, I think they did fly in G2 for during the one. I remember seeing that with fighting Liwa. So I think this is pretty cool. I really like this a lot. So you can have it any way you want, like have both arms like this or not. You can have them like crossed back also, so I guess it's like a different way of posing him with wings. I like this. It's very unique, and I'm really open up to liking it. Another function, pretty straightforward for G2. A lot of people do not like, I know, the chin piece here. I've heard about this. Prior to this review, I searched up some reviews and other things like that. They draw inspiration to what I can say in this review. I noticed that a lot of people do not like the jaw piece, which I can understand. You can't close them. The beasts have their mouths hanging open, and it's kind of gappy under there too. And you can see part of the G2 head is stick there with that is actually a recolor. It's the only time we've gotten a recolor for G2 for the head itself. And basically, you can use that to take the heads off or the mask off for the beast. And this is a really cool, I like these masks. I like what they did here. It actually doesn't show, it's why they have the head in trans green, because it shows that they have their eyes on the side of the G2 head instead of like where you see through normally with the other sets like the Toa and the Protectors. So I like that. You see it the black and the kind of trans orange or red, and it makes that cool color up. I like this a lot. Probably one of my favorite beast masks. I actually like Storm Beast a little bit more. I'll talk about that more in the other review later on, but this is very cool. I like this. Yeah, so the trans lime green head, or the lime green head, is really cool. I like this a lot. It matches with the eye stock. Umarak Destroyer is the only one that has different eye color for this, but of course when you hit the chin, it makes the mask fly right off. It doesn't really work too well with this guy unless you aim his head down at the back. There you go. Or I can move the antlers that he has mixed up with the Borak eyes. There we go. So yeah, that's pretty much it for Lava Beast. I don't think I can say anything else about him. But yeah, I'll end off this review and give my final thoughts towards this guy. Alright, so thank God I remember this because I'm a total goof and I almost forgot to show the corrupted Tahu mask. I didn't even have it in the shop most of the time, and that's why I almost forgot about it. But I wanted to show this off real quick. This mask is very cool. We'll zoom up on it a little bit. It's the same mold as the silver and red Tahu mask, and then the golden and trans red one, or the trans orange. I'll show that comparison with all of them together in just a moment, and with Tahu Uniter having it on, but I just want to show it. It's really nice. It's like, it's got the real aesthetic color with Tahu, the kind of CCBS red, and then has the trans lime color going within it. It looks really cool. It's a really nice mask, but I wish it's not even canon to the story. Apparently it was not really used during the one, anything like this, as Tahu never got his mask corrupted like this at all, or did anyone else. But it's a really cool mask. I wish they used it for something. But yeah, just to show a little comparison with any other mask, I'm gonna bring the camera down here. Here are all three of them together. It's very cool. So we have the red and silver melded one, and then the Unity one they use to connect with the creatures, and then the corrupted one. So very cool. Just want to show all of them together like that. And now zoom out a little bit. Here we have Tahu Uniter. We're gonna put the mask on him, see how it looks, and you see it matches with the red here. Like with Tahu does not have the kind of same amount of red. He has more translucent red / orange than he did the year prior, with having most of the CCBS red, but this would have matched him perfectly. But the trans lime green on the top there does not really match with this color scheme at all. Obviously, he's supposed to be kind of corrupted, but like I said, never was in the story, so it's kind of disappointing, but it looks pretty cool on him. I kind of like how it looks, but if it matched, I probably would have used this mask preferable to the silver melded one. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the Tahu mask, and now we can finish out this review and say my final thoughts. Alrighty, that pretty much wraps up for this review. Thank you all for watching. It's very nice to review the G2 sets again. It's been about 2 years since I did my last one. I know I'm very late to reviewing these sets, but I didn't have them all at the time when I really wanted to do them, and I kept delaying them. And, you know, I made a video before like, oh, I'm going to do them, and I finally am doing them, but the next review I'll be doing is not for not a G2 set, but I'll get back to doing more of these. I'm going back and forth with the Star Wars CCBS sets and then these sets, but I'll talk about that in a moment. Just to give my final thoughts, I like this set. It was my first beast set I got. Umarak Destroyer was my first 2016 set. I guess that's the one I won the most. But I like this guy. He's got his problems, but he's I think my almost favorite out of any of the other beasts, out of the other two. There's something about him that I really like. You know, there's in his other problems. I think he's a cool figure, a nice kind of not a main enemy, but he's kind of like a horde enemy. Of course, that's the Shadow Horde, the elemental beast. But there's something about this guy I really like. I can't explain. But for a parts pack, I do recommend getting him just for that, because I think there's some cool pieces of white, the cool corrupted Tahu mask, or the Uniter sword pieces. You get 4 of them, and then these crystallized dark black trans black pieces. And the mask is pretty cool. If you want to use the G2 head, the lime green one, it's pretty cool. Overall, I'll rate this set a 7 out of 10. It's not perfect by any means, but it's a cool play set. I guess you can have fun with it. There's some cool stuff. I'm sorry my opinion's all over the place, but it's the best way I can put this figure without saying constantly the same opinion towards a set all the time. He's not perfect, but he's pretty fun. I like him. So yeah, that pretty much is it for this review. Let me know what you guys think of this set in the comment section down below. That's pretty much it. If you enjoyed this video, give a thumbs up, give a thumbs down. It's your decision. But one more thing, I'm trying to do this for the end of every review now, is to show what is the next review. And I mentioned I'm still trying to do more of the Star Wars sets. I only have a few more sets to review, and my next one is going to be Kylo Ren, the emo himself. Yeah, so I'm going to do a review on him next time in 2 weeks. So thank you all for watching this review. Have a great day, and take care.